Hi guys, welcome back to Erica's Joyful Oven. I have been craving sweet potato pie for quite some time, and if I'm gonna make this delicious dessert, of course I'm gonna share my recipe with you guys. I begin off camera by boiling 1.5 pounds of sweet potatoes, and I'm going to prepare a deep dish pie crust. In a mixing bowl, I've added 1.25 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of granulated sugar, half teaspoon of salt, and 1.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil. The oil just helps to keep the crust nice and crisp, and it's not going to get soggy. Mix this together well until it's a fine crumbly cornmeal texture, and next we're going to add in a half cup of unsalted butter. To give me the perfect texture, I like to add in a 1/4 cup unsalted butter that is room temperature and a 1/4 cup that is very cold, and I've grated it into some very big shreds, and this just leaves behind the perfect amount of butter bits that is going to give me a flaky pastry. So now we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of very cold water and 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Mix in the water until it forms a soft dough, and then turn the dough onto a lightly floured surface where we're going to press it to about 3/4 inch in thickness, and then fold the rectangle in half. Repeating this process 4 to 5 times is going to give you a beautiful flaky crust. This pie dough is great to make ahead, and it can be stored in the refrigerator for up to 2 days. Be sure if you are refrigerating the crust to wrap it tightly in plastic wrap and a freezer bag so that it does not dry out. But I am going to use this dough immediately. Roll the dough into a 12-inch round disc, and we're going to place it into a 9-inch baking pan. The pan has not been greased or floured. Because of the butter in the dough, it is not going to stick to the pan even after it's baked. And so I'm going to press the dough into the sides and the edges of the pan, and I'm going to, using a knife, cut the edges of the dough off, and using a mini Maggie, I'm just going to create a very pretty design around the edges of the crust, and so you can do this whichever way you like. And now our crust is ready. The sweet potatoes have finished boiling, and while they cool, I will preheat my oven to 360 degrees. To the slightly cooled sweet potatoes, add 1/3 cup of brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of unsalted butter, half cup of whipping cream or evaporated milk. So now we're going to add what makes this dessert taste so amazing, and it's a half teaspoon each of cinnamon and pumpkin spice. If you don't have pumpkin spice in its place, you can add just a pinch of nutmeg and allspice, and it's going to taste equally amazing. Also add half teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon of vanilla extract. Using a stand mixer, we're going to mix all of these ingredients together, and it smells so amazing already. I'm so excited for this. And as you mix, the sweet potatoes are going to break up, and it's going to give you a very smooth and creamy pie filling. Now, as you've seen, I have placed 1/3 cups of brown sugar in this pie filling, but if you like, you can add less, maybe as little as 2 tablespoons, and it's still going to give you a delicious dessert. It's just going to be a little bit more savory than sweet. After just a minute, the filling looks perfectly smooth, and so now I'm going to pour it into the prepared pie crust. Evenly spread the filling into the pie crust, and next we're going to prepare a quick streusel that is going to go on top of the sweet potatoes. Into a small mixing bowl, add a 1/4 cup each of brown sugar and all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of room temperature unsalted butter, a half teaspoon of pumpkin spice. Also add half cup of roughly chopped, lightly toasted pecan nuts, and mix all of these ingredients together until it forms a crumbly streusel. This streusel topping is optional and it can be left out, but it does add a crunchy texture to the sweet potato pie. Evenly distribute the crumbly streusel on top of the sweet potato pie filling. Next, I'm going to add roughly 1 cup of mini marshmallows to the top of the pie. You can either cover the pie completely with mini marshmallows, or you can place the marshmallows between the streusel. This pie is going to bake at 360 degrees for 20 to 30 minutes until it's golden brown. Here's the pie fresh from the oven, and you can see the marshmallows are toasted and their exterior is nice and crunchy. The interior of the pie is so rich and moist. It is so perfectly tasty, savory, and sweet with all of those delicious spices. I think you guys will definitely love this pie. Let me know in the comments below if you guys try this recipe and what you think. Be sure to like and subscribe to Erica's Joyful Oven on Facebook and YouTube for more amazing recipes. And you can also find these recipes at joyfuloven.com. I'll see you next time.